Hello, everybody. Um, Hope everybody is having a good day. All that good stuff. I just wanted to discuss something that I feel needs to be discussed. I feel like it needs to be talked about. It's a touchy topic. A lot of people don't like getting into it. Um, a lot of women of color, mainly, I feel like they just shut it out. They don't really talk about it. But I wanted to get into it. So, why do men not want to date us? And when I say us, I mean black women. Why do black men, not want to date us? And I'm not talking about all black men. Because you got a lot of black men who's like, oh, I love my black queens, stuff like that, which is good. But it's a lot of black men who feel like they don't want to date us. Um, and whatever the case may be. Now, when I mention it to like my best friend, for example, she feel like, oh, they can't handle us. They just they're this, they're that, they're whack, they're weak, whatever the case may be, getting into it like that. I don't like really talking bad about people. I don't like doing that. So I'm not about to come on here and talk bad about the black men and black men and things like that. I'm not about to do that. What I'm going to do is speak in a perspective of the women, of the black women. I feel like us as black women, and I'm not trying to talk badly about us because I feel like we're great women and we're doing what we got to do. But I just feel like us as black women, we, I always say this, I always say that we are born with an attitude. We're born with it. It's something that we can't really control. It's something we can't do much about. We're born with an attitude from birth, from babies, okay? So basically, as we get older, as we grow, our attitudes grow. That's just something that comes with us. And I just feel like I don't want to say that black men can't handle it, but they just choose not to deal with that. And they choose to be with another woman of another culture, background, race, because they don't have to really deal with the attitude aspect from them. And more power to them. I'm not saying that it's a problem. I'm not saying it's wrong. If you feel that the next woman of a different race is going to um, kind of not give that attitude aspect of things and give you attitude when it comes down to certain aspects of things, then by all means you do what you got to do. You rock with that woman. If you love her, she loves you. That's all that really matters. But I'm noticing it's not that much black love. It's not that much black man and black woman love out here as much anymore. And I just based off of videos that I watched, based off of things that I've seen and that I've heard out here, a lot of it has to do with the fact that, we do have our attitudes and we do have things that we have going on with us as black women that we kind of have to work on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. I know it doesn't sound the best. I know, whatever the case may be, but I'm going to tell the truth. I feel like it's a lot of things that us as black women, we got to work on. Now, we have a lot that we have to focus on a day to day basis anyway. A lot of us are mothers, single mothers. Um, have children, have to raise our children, have to take care of our children, have to do things that we have to do for our kids. And that right there is enough of a burden. A lot of us have certain careers that we have to keep up with and maintain. Um, a lot of us are just, trying to make it, just trying to make ends meet, trying to find someone that can match their level of satisfaction or whatever the case may be. So a lot of us are on different levels of life. But like I said, a lot of it has to do with the fact that we won't tolerate certain men and we won't tolerate certain things. And I'm not saying that we should, but at the same time, we have to look at what the situation really is, and we have to realize we we may have to change up a few things if we want to meet the right man that is going to love us and be there for us to do things for us. Um, Me myself personally, I'm not really ready for a full blown relationship, but I do have friends, a couple of friends. I'm not doing anything with them, but just talking to them, saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Things like that, which is perfectly fine with me right now. I'm good with that. But if it is a female that's looking for something more, I would say just kind of analyze things with yourself a little bit, especially our black women. I'm talking to us right now. Look at what's going on in your life and just say, you know what, pay attention to what's going on inside with you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of reflect a little bit and just be like, okay, well, I guess I could work on this or I could, not do that or whatever the case may be. But, a lot of us as black women, I'm not going to lie, we don't feel like we're the problem. We don't believe that we're the problem. That has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with it. Sometimes we have to kind of like take accountability for our own actions. Sometimes, we do go off the deep end. Sometimes we do jump to conclusions. Sometimes we do cop a little attitude or whatever the case may be. And, sometimes you just got to kind of stop, pause, and be like, all right, you know what? Let me take a deep breath. Let me have a little bit of patience or whatever the case may be before I lose it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Sometimes we got to do that. But, us as black women, we're never wrong. We're always right. We don't ever feel like we're the issue, or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like if we were to kind of analyze ourselves and our own actions a little bit more, and realize like, maybe I do need to have a little bit more patience. Maybe I do need to calm down my anger a little bit. Maybe I do need to put my attitude in my back pocket for a second and just talk to the guy before I start losing it and getting mad and things like that. I know depending on the situation, it could be a little different. Sometimes, you never really know how you're going to react depending on the situation. Like, of course, if the man is cheating on you, then that's a different story. We're not talking about something like that. We're talking about little things. He don't call you. He don't text you. He don't meet up with you. He don't, see you. Little things like that is like, okay, well, I'm not going to jump to conclusions right away, but at the same time, I'm going to, stay alert and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like us as black women, we tend to get a little upset, get a little angry, things like that, jumping the gun, jumping to conclusions, things like that, whatever the case may be. But I just feel like maybe we can work on that a little bit. Um, I've worked on it myself. I worked on my patience and my peace a lot. I have a lot of patience. I feel like I have a lot of peace in my life. I feel like I'm good, and I just want more of that for more of my sisters out there. I want all of us to be like at peace and content and just, allow a man to naturally gravitate towards you and let that be the one that you feel will be for you. I'm talking to my single Black women, my single Black women, single mothers, whether you have kids or not, whatever the case, my single Black women out here. I'm hearing a lot about these Black men not wanting to be with us no more. I know a lot of Black men are with Black women, but a lot of them are not. And a lot of it is, like I said, it has to do with the kind of like the attitude aspect. But like I said, we were born with it. We were born with our attitudes. So it's not much we can do about that. That's something that, you're going to have to take up with the creator, because we were born with our attitudes. And that has a whole lot more to do with something completely different as far as our, spiritual, the spiritual aspect of us. Spiritually, we are, at a higher level, a higher level of vibrations and everything else as far as us being Black women. That's just a part of us. So, honestly, we can't do too much about that. But if we can try to control it a little bit, I feel like we will be okay. But at the same time, some men, they can deal with that. They can handle that. And I guess other men, they just can't, or whatever the case may be. Or they choose not to. So, um, you know, also we can be a bit emotional and sensitive. So the emotional and sensitive aspect is kind of human nature as well, as far as us being feminine. We can't really control that also. So it's just about trying to, the men trying to understand more so about their woman and what can cause them to be sensitive and emotional and things like that. So it has a lot to do with it. Has a lot going on with that. It's a lot. So I just feel like if we just kind of sit down, discuss things, when I say we, I mean a Black man, Black woman sit down, discuss things about themselves and about each other that they could work on, that they can probably handle with each other, or whatever the case may be. You know, work on certain things, discuss certain things, figure it out, go on dates. Let them know up front, like, I have these certain things. Either you're going to accept me and my flaws or you're not. You let them know what the situation is. I tell my friends about me. They know about me. Either they see it themselves, or I discuss it with them over the phone or in person, or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? They're just straight cool people. Just cool people. I'm not trying to be in relationships with anyone. They're just cool people. It's nothing more than that. Talk to them over the phone. How you doing? Just regular friends. And that's where I'm trying to keep it right now. Because, I'm just not, me personally, I'm not at a point where I'm ready for a full blown relationship. I have a lot going on in my life right now where I'm just kind of like on a roll. So I don't want to mess up that roll. I just want to stay constant smooth sailing with what I'm doing. But as far as the Black women who are looking for a king, I just feel like kind of look into yourself first and find yourself first, and then when you meet that man, just let them know these are the things with me. Either you're going to accept me for me or you're not. And, hopefully they do accept you for who you are, and it won't be a problem. Everything will be okay. But I just figure I speak on that because that was something I've been seeing a lot on YouTube, on Facebook, men talking about getting their passports and going somewhere else to find love and things like that. And more power to them. But us as Black women, we love the hardest. We love the deepest. We love the most. We just have to show our love in different ways. And we'll be all right. And everything will be okay as far as that goes. We just got to show our love in different ways and better ways and other aspects. And just, keep our love for our men. and they will gravitate towards us all over again. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, y'all. Take care.